12 months ago, we loaded this compost bin chock-a-block to the top with a heap of mixed organic waste. Over the past 12 months, I didn't touch or turn this pile at all. The only thing I did was monitor it with this device here. I call it a compost sniffer because it sits in your compost pile and smells or senses the temperature, moisture, types of gases and other things coming out of your pile so that you know how it's going without even having to look at it. The formal name for this compost sniffer is Monty, and in this video I chat with the inventor of Monty, the compost sniffer, Ash, about this device and how it can help you make better compost. At the end of this video I'll show you the completed pile 12 months later to see if it was successful or not. And this isn't a microphone. Let's get into it. Now I should let you know up front that this video is not sponsored at all. I didn't get paid to make this video, but I did get Monty for free. And I have also worked out an affiliate deal whereby you can get 20% off if you decide to buy one of these by simply using my code, which you can find in the description below the video. I receive a small commission on the sale, which helps to keep this channel going. Before Ash arrived, I did a bit of preparation gathering the organic materials that I wanted to use in this compost bin. A mixture of wood chip, old weathered garden waste, some new green plant matter, and some old rotting fruit. I ran some of this through our mulcher to chop it up a little finer so that it would compost down easier. Here I am with Ash, the inventor of Monty. It's a compost sniffer.
Yeah, that's it. That's what it is.
Sniffs your compost and it shows you exactly what you need to add, if anything, or how your compost is going. Ash, what inspired you to come up with this Monty idea?
Well, I've always been really passionate about the environment, about sustainability, and I'd always been in the movement, and it was like, I'd never heard of composting. I'd never heard of anything related to growing, to agriculture. I'd never heard about all the issues involved with artificial fertilizers and pesticides and things like that. And so when I found out about compost, how you can recycle your food waste, how you can grow stuff with the end product, I was just so obsessed with it. Except because I'd never done it before, I had no idea what to do. I was so confused by it. But my background is in technology, so I was like, how can I use technology to, I guess, understand composting a little bit more?
Okay.
So I kind of came up with Monty.
So it came out of a necessity because you couldn't quite understand the sort of machinations of composting.
Exactly.
You found it a bit complicated, and then you invented this app as well as Monty the compost sniffer, which I call it. It's not
I think it's a great name. We're changing the name.
To then make it simpler for a lot of other people who are in your position.
That's exactly it.
There you go.
Like,
it's pretty simple, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you find that there's something wrong, you check the Monty and it might be showing you what gases and what problems there are coming out of it, and then you can use that information to rectify the compost pile and then make it even better. So what do you think of the mix? I've got dry, I've got a bit of new leafy matter, I've got dried wood chip, and also some wets. Is that a good idea?
I think it's great. I think depending on how much of these oranges we put in, there's a lot there.
We might have to put more dry in to balance it out.
We might have to put more of the carbon-rich dry matter and feedstock in, just to make sure that there isn't much moisture in the pile. You've got a nice balance, and that all the microbes inside it are able to get a healthy diet.
Okay, cool. Well, we'll bring the camera in closer once I rake this up, and then we'll show you whacking it into the bin. And what, do you think we'll layer it as well, maybe?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Let's do that.
Okay.
Makes it easier to mix.
Rightio.
Perfect. All right, I will compost assistant here.
Yeah, if you can take the bin off, that's in a pretty good spot there.
It's in a great spot because it's shady.
Yep.
It's still going to get the ambient temperatures, but it's not going to get direct sunlight, which can make it overheat, and sometimes you can lose a lot of the nutrients that's inside it through evaporation, even with a lid on it.
There you go.
Exactly. So you want to have, if you're positioning your compost, you want it to be shaded, still outdoors, so you can get, again, those ambient temperatures, but not in direct sunlight.
Love it. Cool.
I'll use the lid as like a little shovel. That way as well, you can kind of get the correct measurements. You can say, oh, okay, this is one lid full. And then you can use kind of relative measurements for the other feedstock items. In our app, we are working on a lot of content though that gives you this information really easily based on where you are and what kind of items you have to put in your compost.
Cool. Do you think we should crush them down or just whack them in whole?
Well, you can just whack them in whole.
Because they should decay pretty quickly.
These ones go so quickly.
Yeah.
Once the bacteria start multiplying in a pile, they just break down
They do
so
anyway.
quickly.
So no need to put them underneath the heel and do that extra effort.
Exactly, yeah. Compost should be as easy as possible.
Yep.
You just make it ready and then the microbes do all the work for you. When you have really fibrous stuff, so for example, like wood or mulch or things like that, you do want to make sure they're broken down. Or, if you've got avocado pits or something, you want to make sure that those things are broken down because there's a lot of what's called lignin inside them, which is like a fibrous material that microbes just have so much trouble in decomposing.
Okay.
So if you can mechanically break it up with a shredder, or just with a knife or with a machete or something, that'll just make it that much faster for the microbes to break it down.
Nice. Another good tip.
Now we're balancing it out.
So we've built our compost.
Built our compost pile. And now we put Monty in. Okay. So do you want to take the lid off, do the honors?
Yes.
So Monty will arrive just like this when you get it. And ta-da! You've got your monitor right here. And so do you want to do the honors? You literally just stick it right in the center, right down the middle, push it down.
So push it through everything?
Not through everything, just at the surface.
Just leave it at the surface like this?
Exactly like that.
Okay, a little bit above, a few inches.
And then you're done. Just to show everyone really quickly, the reason why you can just leave it at the surface is because all of these sensors are going to sniff your compost. And what they track is temperature, humidity, and volatile organic compounds, which is gases like methane.
Okay, so we put the lid on top, and now how do we get the information from Monty to us?
So Monty's sitting there, he's gathering the data, but now we want to see it. And that's how you go through Monty Mobile. So Monty Mobile is an app that we developed, and it connects by Bluetooth to your monitor. And so when you go through that process, you create an account, you describe your compost, and then whenever you're in range with the monitor, it sends all the data through and it tells you what's happening inside it.
Cool.
So it's completely new, brand new product. We've been working on it for 3 years though.
Yeah.
So it's been a long time. It's a lot of fun though when you see all that data come through, when you see how hot it's been getting, when you see all the different levels of it, how they're changing over time.
This is made in Oz, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It is made in Arundel, Queensland. So locally made, literally an hour from our office. We were doing our manufacturing during COVID, so we were exploring all the different ways to build things, and it was amazing. It's actually been designed here by local industrial designers, a local electrical engineer, and they were able to put us in touch with a factory that we'd never heard of before. And it was just some little local factory but they're building amazing things, and being able to work with them was so good because, you know, it's not super far away that we can never see what's happening. We have oversight, and also it's encouraging local Australian jobs, Australian industry, which is really aligned with what we want to do at the company.
Yeah, it's all about sustainability, even
Exactly.
at a local manufacturing level.
Exactly. So that's something that's really cool, and the team there are working really hard to try and make their processes more sustainable as well. It's really insane how much plastic, how much waste happens in factories. You know, being a part of the manufacturing process with Australian local providers has meant that we've been able to understand that and minimize the waste of every step in the building process, which is really cool.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Ash, for, well, A, helping me put my compost together today.
I love it.
Because it saved me quite a bit of time.
It was great.
And you did most of the work.
It was great. I don't need to go to the gym today.
And,
It's very strong.
And thanks for also showing us Monty and what it can do for us. Monty, I'm going to coin it the Compost Sniffer.
Thank you so much, Mark.
Cheers. So here we are 12 months later. Let's have a look and see how it's gone. Oh, what's that? That's not a snake, is it? I don't think so. I don't think that was a snake. There's your Monty. Look at that, eh? Wow. Compared to what it was. Hokey crikey. Pretty sure that's a lizard there. I won't hurt it. I'll put it in the mulch over here. Let's see if I can just pick it up around the Monty here. Oh, I don't want to touch it, not because I'm scared of it, but because it might break its tail off. There we go, got it. Okay, it should go underneath that mulch now or away somewhere. I want to get as much as I can of this compost because it's valuable stuff. Okay, that'll do. All right, Monty can sit there for a bit. Look at it. Yeah, there's still a few sticks and some bark and some wood chip left in here. But overall, it's all broken down. There's no sign of any soft organic matter like those oranges or those grapefruits. It's just all turned into, looks like dirt. Look at that. Magnificent stuff. What you can do is you can sift this if you want to, if you're going to use it for, say, seedlings or potted plants. But if I'm going to use it in the garden, I don't care. There could be some little sticks and that in there, or bits of bark or bits of wood chip that hasn't broken down yet. Doesn't matter. I'll just throw that in the garden and it'll break down over time itself and provide beautiful feed for microbes, worms and your plants. I think Monty and the app are great tools for beginner gardeners or composters to help them learn more about composting and improve their skills to make this wonderful black gold or brown gold for their garden, completely free. Also, I imagine Monty would be handy for those advanced gardeners who are interested in gathering and analysing statistics and have a deep curiosity in how composting works. For me, I found Monty an interesting and novel device to play with, but to be honest, I'm not really needing this. I'm not much of a stats person, and I don't rely on something like this for me to make good compost. However, Monty is a robust piece of technology. It has good connectivity. I know that the Monty team is improving and updating the software all the time, including AI, which is coming. So if Monty interests you, go to the Monty website. Remember, put in my code to get 20% discount off the purchase price. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it the full Monty thumbs up, share the video around, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for watching. Bye for now. Cheers. That's going straight into the garden. Yes.